Welcome to Laura Mackenzie's Traveler.
Hi, I'm Laura Mackenzie, and today we're taking an elephant trek through the jungle to visit an ancient temple. How cool is that? Just like out of a movie. We're going to visit the Angkor Temple complex, and a little bit later we're going to see the famous Angkor Wat. Now, I know you've seen it in books, but to see it in person is just incredible. So if you're ready, onward to our adventure in Cambodia. For incredible adventures and amazing cultural discoveries, the Kingdom of Cambodia is one of the fastest growing vacation destinations in the world. It's also home to one of the ancient wonders of the world, the lost city of Angkor, and the incredible temple of Angkor Wat. In one visit to Cambodia, you'll be transported to another world, impressed with its beauty and culture, and congratulating yourself for making the trip. Located on the mainland in Southeast Asia, Cambodia is surrounded by Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. It's a country that never ceases to amaze visitors with its incredible archaeological sites, its fascinating history, and an ancient culture that has evolved from the powerful Angkor civilization of the 11th century. Its turbulent past behind it, Cambodia is rebuilding for the future and bending over backwards to welcome visitors. The people of Cambodia are friendly and genuinely happy to see you. Tourism is taking off by leaps and bounds, and Cambodia is definitely becoming the next hotspot of the century. The city of Siem Reap should be your first stop. Here, you'll be close to everything I think you'll want to experience. Adventures and day trips to see temples and ruins. Incredible shopping, great stuff at giveaway prices. And the best hotels. I'm talking 5-star resorts that rival the services and amenities of any hotel in the world. But the reason we're here is to see the temples, and the best way to begin is on the back of an elephant. How fun is that? Hi, sweetie pie. They are so sweet. The elephant treks go out early in the morning or late in the afternoon, and I have to tell you, it's something you really have to do. It is so exciting. First thing, know your elephant. Asian elephants have the little ears, if you can call them little, and they're also extremely smart. The mahouts are the handlers, or should I say drivers, of these incredibly fascinating animals. They do have a few modern conveniences here now, not like the old days in the jungle. Stairs to get on your elephant. Now this is your lifeline here in Cambodia. You're going to have to drink plenty of water. Travel light, not that the elephant minds, but you're going to be doing the walking soon enough. Now I think there's a trick to get on. You want to balance yourself right in the middle of the elephant if you're by yourself. Okay, there we go. If you have two people, you can counterbalance each other, but it's really important to stay centered. So, onward and upward to the temples. Once on board, the elephant trek takes you into one of the 3 major temples here in Angkor. The Bayon Temple is not as famous as Angkor Wat, but just as fascinating. You'll ride in just like a Khmer king. This kind of reminds me of the Avenue of the Sphinxes in Luxor, Egypt, but I hear the pyramids have nothing on Angkor. I can't wait. Royal treatment. You gotta love it. Riding an elephant is a lot like riding a bike. Well, a really big bike. Once you get the hang of it, you've got it. If you see me riding along with this big goofy grin on my face, it's because I'm having such a great time. I think they call it the elephant smile. I think I'll be smiling all the way to the Bayon Temple. It's a little bumpy, but I think I got the hang of it. Hey, riding an elephant's a piece of cake. He goes left, you go left. He goes right, you go right. And you know what? The seat is quite comfy. Hang on tight to your stuff. You don't want to lose anything, that's for sure. I think I lost my water. Piece of cake. Getting off is just as easy as getting on. I think I lost my water. I bet it fell off the back. Oh well.
See you later.
The elephant drop-off is right at the front of the Bayon Temple. But first things first, there's a few things you should know when you're planning your day.
Okay, you're going to want to bite the bullet and set your alarm clock really early to get out here, and I'll tell you why. You want to avoid two things. One, the heat of the day, and two, all the other tourists. Look at this. We have the place to ourselves almost for all your photos. Now, how early are we talking about? Well, the sun comes up at 6:15. It's a great shot, but let's not get ridiculous. I think if you got out here about 7:30, it's golden.
The Bayon Temple is just one of the dozens of temples in the ancient city of Angkor Thom. Angkor Thom is the city, Angkor Wat and Bayon are the temples inside. The Bayon Temple used to serve as the capital of the Khmer Empire and consists of 54 towers.
Wow, is this a gorgeous photo? As you look at the temple, you think, it's so beautiful, it's spectacular. But the longer you look, it plays a few tricks with your eyes. All of a sudden, you start seeing faces in the spires. And that's what I think's great.
This is amazing. I'm going to climb up and get a closer look.
I have to use all fours. The 54 spires in Bayon each have 4 faces on them, one on each side. You kind of look at them and wait for them to open their eyes.
The 4 faces are actually smiling faces that represent the smiles of compassion, kindness, equality, and sympathy, a true expression of the people of Cambodia.
Let's talk about taking care of you for a minute. How to make this trip comfortable for you. First, you have to wear lightweight clothing because it does get hot here. Drink lots of water. We talked about that before. But most important, you have to bring shoes you can really walk in. The stones are really rough. You're going to do a lot of climbing and you don't want to slip and fall, okay? Then you're going to have a great time.
After you see the Bayon Temple, there's another one I almost missed that's right down a side road. The Elephant Terrace stretches 1,000 feet along a wall of sandstone, overlooking something resembling a football field. Historical scenes are carved into the wall and tell an amazing story.
The king would sit up on the terrace up there and he would look down on the field to watch the elephants fighting. Now, what I love is on the wall here, you can see carvings of what it must have been like. You see the elephants up here and their trunks are going like this and the mahouts have spears or sticks and they're trying to knock each other off. And then the loser elephant would run away and the winning elephant would stay in the middle and be victorious and fight the next one.
Only the king and his chosen few would be allowed on the terrace, with this view overlooking everyone and everything. Can you imagine what it must have been like? Amazing. Speaking of amazing, that's a word you'll use a lot here in Cambodia. Make sure you bring your camera for those candid and amazing moments.
Where else can you go where you're driving along and you see monkeys on the side of the road and you can just get out and take their picture?
In Cambodia, you can become one with nature and see animals almost in their natural habitats. Trees count. I see a mama, and a papa, and a baby. I think it's a whole family. Say cheese, or maybe say banana.
Okay, your legs in shape and working out on the treadmill. We're at the halfway point on the bridge into Angkor Wat. Now what you see over there, that's not it. That's just the entrance gate. It's about a quarter-of-a-mile walk just to get to that point. Now, you can stand inside that gate and take a picture of the temples. If you're too hot, you're too tired, you can head back out. But from here, the entrance, all the way to the other side where your bus will probably pick you up is a mile. So, get ready. Let's go.
As you take the first walk to the main gate, you'll have some time to imagine your reaction to what you're about to see. The gate itself is impressive, but trust me, it's gonna get better.
Okay, close your eyes. Now look.
Yep, it's a wow. Angkor Wat, the one you've all been waiting for. Well, don't stop now. We've come this far. Let's go for it. Angkor Wat is not only the largest temple in the ancient city of Angkor Thom, it's the largest in the world. And believe me, this is the money shot. Surrounded by a moat 570 feet wide and about 4 miles long, it's more impressive than what you ever imagined. Angkor Wat means City of the Temple and is believed to be an ancient city from the Khmer civilization dating from the 11th century. The temple was constructed in a period of over 30 years. The complex consists of 5 towers. These towers are believed to represent the 5 peaks of Mount Meru, the home of gods and center of the Hindu universe. With the decline of the ancient Khmer Empire, Angkor Wat was turned into a Buddhist temple. In 1992, the whole city of Angkor was declared a World Heritage Site.
You can't imagine how big this place is. When I said it was a mile across, that doesn't include all the walking you're going to do to explore all the little galleries here. This is fantastic.
The Temple of Angkor Wat was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu by the king between 1131 and 1150 AD. You'll see some of the most beautiful examples of ancient Khmer and Hindu art on these walls.
What's really great are the ceilings are still intact, and the intricacy of the carving and the painting, you can still see the colors. Come over here and have a look at this. There's just a little graffiti here of an elephant, if you can believe it. But the detail on the carving is what's so amazing. Wait till you see this one. Look at the detail. Right here. You can see his face. You can see his hands. You can see the jewelry over here. And look at this down here. That is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at this one. That is incredible. It looks like they did it this week. I'm in here going, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. That's the way you are when you're here. Excuse me.
Angkor Wat is definitely the main attraction in Siem Reap. It's an experience I certainly won't ever forget. In fact, you may want to make several visits before you leave.
To the ancient Khmers, this was not only the center of the temple, it was the center of their world. And you can actually climb the stairs. But before you do, I have to tell you, it's a little bit tricky. The stairs are only about 6 inches wide, okay? So you're not going to get your whole foot on the stair. You're going to have to go a little sideways. Now, going up's not the problem. It's coming down.
After all that walking, it's time to rest a bit. How about seeing some of the town of Siem Reap?
So where do you want to go? You want to go to lunch? Shopping? Want to go to the silk farm? Temples? Well, wherever we go, this is the taxi du jour. It's called a tuk-tuk.
When you hire a tuk-tuk, you get a personal tour of the city of Siem Reap en route to your destination. While you probably won't take a tuk-tuk to every temple, you certainly can go lots of other places for far less than any taxi in any other big city. This is a fun and exciting way to get around and soak up some local color.
That's Hi. His name's Hi. Look, his name's right here. So I said, hi, Hi. I think you've never heard that one before.
In Cambodia, even their names are friendly.
They told me here that tuk-tuks were named for the sound they make. They kind of go tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuks are kind of like a Cambodian version of a horse and carriage, only the motor is the horse. How's that for horsepower?
How fast do we go? How fast can we go?
Ah, fresh air.
When a drag. How come we're not going as fast as them, Hi? What? He just says, what?
Maybe this horse needs a new engine. Oh well, I'll just relax and take in the sights and sounds.
That's really pretty.
You'll be amazed at how much you see just riding around town.
Hey, peace. Cambodian taxi stand.
It's pretty rural in most areas, but Cambodia is becoming economically mixed.
This country just got internet access a couple of years ago. It's very recent. And I've seen a couple of internet cafes. Progress.
I've got to admit, it's really nice to be somewhere where you can be as adventurous as you like. Siem Reap is a great place for people to get their first taste of Cambodia. And speaking of taste, hey, I think I see a food stand coming up on the right.
Ooh, bugs. Yum.
A Cambodian snack bar strictly for the serious adventure seekers.
You know what? This is really the best way to see what's going on in town. Much better than riding a bus for a city tour. You just take me wherever you want, Hi. You show me around. Oh, now we're talking. Coming into the market.
I hope there's enough room in here for my shopping bags.
The market is where to get the cheapest prices on a lot of the items that you've seen in some of the other shops, and you can bargain here. They expect to discount about 40%, and the quality is terrific. Look, Cambodian silk, it's really pretty. Scarves, pillows, well, you don't have to take the whole pillow. You can just take the pillow cover. But my favorite are the little purses. Look at these. I'm getting one in every color.
How can you resist bargain shopping when one of the best buys in Cambodia is silk? There's so many different things to choose from. And good news, it all packs very flat in your suitcase. Oh yeah.
This is the place to come for your souvenirs, your little gifty things you want to take home to give away.
You can make over a whole room in Cambodian silk.
Wow. To think a couple of funny-looking little worms made something so pretty. No, really, silkworms. And you can watch what they do right here.
There they are, our little friends, the silkworms. Cute, huh? Okay, not really. But how can something so unattractive make something so beautiful? Well, the process itself is pretty interesting. First, the worms spin these cocoons. Second, the cocoons are thrown into a big pot and boiled. Now, I discovered the cocoon is the secret ingredient here. Because as the cocoon boils, the silk thread peels off from the cocoon and is drawn up to the spinning wheel. Kind of reminds me of Rumpelstiltskin, spinning straw into gold. Just don't ask what happens to the worm. The first layer of the silk is the raw silk. The second layer is a softer, finer silk. Once the thread is spun, it's cleaned, dyed, and woven to make the beautiful silk fabric that Cambodia is famous for. And finally, it's made into incredible pillows, bags, scarves, and souvenirs for me to shop for and buy very cheap. Is this a good country or what? After you've climbed to the center of the world in a great temple, trekked through the jungle by elephant, and filled your tuk-tuk with a Cambodian for a classic Cambodian dance performance under the stars. The traditional costumes and dances are a beautiful expression of the Cambodian culture and something you definitely have to see. Or how about getting the hotel to arrange a dinner under the stars at one of the temples? And trust me, you have an evening that's nothing short of magic. Torchlit and mystical, it's a night you'll never forget. After a good night's sleep, it's time to head back to the temples, this time with a bird's eye view.
Now this is a great way to get an overview of Angkor Wat. Look, right over there. Now that's a shot.
You'll really get a great view of the temples from up here.
You can see the Angkor Wat temple right there. You see the moat going around. You can see the bridge going across. And then off to the left, you can see how the moat goes all the way around and to the back. So you get the overview of how the water goes all the way around the temple. Then over here, you can just see the jungle that surrounds it. There's another little temple right up over here on the hill. And then what I also think is interesting is down here you see the old rice paddies. They're not being used now, but you can still see the outline of them on the ground over here. You know, if you have kids, they're going to love this.
But the adventure doesn't stop here. Onward to my favorite temple in Siem Reap, to Prom. Totally overgrown and engulfed by the jungle itself. Remember that most of the temples here were built between the 7th and 13th centuries by the Khmer kings. But they weren't rediscovered until the 19th century.
Can you imagine coming out of the jungle and finding all this in the late 1800s? Notice I say it was found then. It's almost 1,000 years old. And you know, they're going to keep it exactly the way it was discovered. They're not going to renovate it. Looks like a movie set, doesn't it?
Actually, it was. Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider was filmed here. In fact, To Prom is being preserved exactly as it was discovered. Seeing this temple in its natural state is like walking through a wrinkle in time.
Does that look familiar? That's the famous tree that's grown into the stone. You got to get your picture taken there.
These banyan trees are a type of fig tree, and they're quite a sight to see taking over these ancient stone carvings. To Prom is by far my favorite temple. Climbing through the inside rooms and passages and just getting a little lost in the interior of the temple is the closest you can come to feeling what these temples were like 1,000 ago. What an amazing adventure! Cambodia is a destination that's just now coming into its own, and being able to experience it is nothing short of priceless. I feel welcome, I feel safe, and it's one place I will definitely come back to. This is a magical experience in a country that's like no other. And once you've been here, I promise you'll never forget it.
What a beautiful temple, huh? I hope you enjoyed seeing it with me and that you'll join me again next time from another terrific place somewhere else around the world. From the Bayon Temple in Angkor, Cambodia. I'm Laura Mackenzie. Bye-bye.